A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
Presentation. It's officially postseason time, and the doors are open to one of the favorite Venom Truck Series venues. Welcome to the Irish Hills of Michigan for the 7th time in series history. It's round number 1 of the postseason here in season number 10 of the Venom Truck Series. It's the Certified Old Fart 180 presented by BrokeGuyTight. More on that in a minute. Welcome to Michigan. It's Tommy Cook and Matt Williamson here on Turn 200. Buddy, nobody loves themselves some Michigan more than the Venom Truck Series. We're here for the 5th time on broadcast at Michigan, the 7th time in series history, and there's a reason for it. It always puts on a great show.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is a classic place for the Venom Truck Series. Lots of great memories here for both the series, but also here on Turn 200 in both the Venom Truck Series and various other events. But with the Venom Truck Series drivers, thinking of Corey Rutherford in particular, one of my favorite moments here at Michigan in channel history. So, yeah, always great stuff here around the 2-miler, and looking forward to another one here tonight.
Well, we will kick off our postseason coverage with a special guest here tonight. Eric Breeding joins us currently. We've got some special news brewing here, as of course Kyle Zittel is going to come in with our pre-race drivers meeting right as I start talking. But Eric Breeding joining us after a nice week off and doing a little deer hunting. Welcome back to the track, partner.
Thank you, guys. Glad to be here.
So, in a couple weeks' time, we're headed to North Wilkesboro, and Always Punisher Graphics will sponsor a race or two during the season. Your race this season is at North Wilkesboro, and there's some exciting goings-on. Of course, this is a painters league. You are one of the more exceptional painters in this league, in a league full of talented racers and painters. What have you got cooking? What have you got up your sleeve here in a couple weeks?
So, of course, on Tuesday, December 16th, we're going to North Wilkesboro Speedway, and Punisher Graphics is going to present the Venom Truck Series Holiday Spectacular. It is our last race before the Christmas holiday, so we're going to go out with a bang, a big 165-lap Christmas bash. What we're going to do is we're going to have a contest this year. I just posted it in Discord right before I jumped on here, but everybody that can is going to participate and paint the ugliest paint scheme Christmas themed truck, and you guys are going to figure out however you want to figure out who the winner is, and we're just going to have a hoopla time.
That's really awesome. I think it's going to speak to how good these painters are, how quote unquote ugly these ugly trucks are going to look. I don't know, Matt. How are your expectations for this? I think this is going to be a slam dunk.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, they all love to do the kind of their special paints to begin with. I mean, giving them a task like this and also giving them, 2 or 3 weeks to really brew something up. Yeah, there's going to be some good ones. I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody comes up with.
I've got 2 or 3 in mind myself. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be really cool to see what kind of paints we can see out there. Some of the ugliest and God-ridden, nastiest paints we can think of.
I can only imagine, partner. We'll let you get back to the warm-up here. Thanks for the time. Thanks for the announcement. I can't wait for this in a couple weeks. It's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, guys, be thinking on how you're going to select it. It doesn't matter to me. It's all completely up to you guys. And hopefully we have a good race here and see how it goes.
All righty, partner. Thank you.
Good luck.
Send it back up to Broke Guy. Quickly, let's take a look at the postseason standings entering the night. We've got 3 drivers on this graphic that have been in all 3 chases. That's Matt Schlosser, John Kay, as well as, Andy Poliski has been in all 3. A couple of drivers that are in their second in a row. Brody Gunter, Chad Stearns, Joshua Matacek, Zach Lockett. Jan Van Leer joins us after a season off in the postseason. And we've got 2 newcomers, Andy Ducato and Garrett Rainey, that will make their first appearances in the chase. Partner, who jumps out at you on this graphic right here?
Yeah, well, one name jumps out at me because it's on there twice. That would be Brody Gunter.
Well, what position is he in? Second time.
He is actually in second, but
yes.
He is also listed as 6th in the.
Well, that's Zach Lockett. Sorry, Zach.
So Zach Lockett not getting on the graphic today, but we'll give him special shout outs, make everything okay. But yeah, I mean, you have to look at Matt Schlosser. I mean, a 2-time back-to-back reigning regular series champion. He is the reigning champion of the league, won the playoff format last season, and I mean, you can't count him out at any racetrack. So I think you got to look to Matt, of course. I really think Chad Stearns, if he can get every race in the chase this season, he's really one to look forward to. Looking forward to seeing him run all 5 races, hopefully. Andy Ducato started off really hot. He kind of had some slow portions of his season throughout the middle, but he can turn it up at any point. I mean, to be honest, I firmly believe pretty much everybody on this list has a real shot. I mean, Jan Van Leer has been great at the short tracks, but he's also been really good at the other tracks as well. So, yeah, I think everybody's got a shot here this season.
Well, let's get to it. 180 miles, 90 laps around the big 2 mile here at Michigan. And 2 drivers you just mentioned, Matt Schlosser with his 2nd pole in a row. That is his 4th Tech Tape Pole Award of the season. Chad Stearns is one driver that strikes me particularly here at Michigan. He's won 3 out of the 6 Venom Truck Series Michigan races. He starts on the outside pole. Steve Roman starts in 3rd. It's Jan Van Leer to his outside. Jan is on a tear of late. He'll start in 4th. Brody Gunter, Andy Poliski. He is the old fart in question tonight. Happy birthday to Andy Poliski. As he starts in the 6th position. John Kay and Josh Freed on row number 4. It's Brantley Gainey and Hayden Palumbo. Your top 10 starters here this evening. Row 6 is Lucas Carver on the inside of Kyle Zittel. Jack Watts, top 10 for him last week at Indy. He starts in 13th to the inside of Austin Holyfield. Kurt Rutherford and Zach Lockett, chaser back there in 16th. Cade Cannon and Cole Maxwell on row number 9. It's Paul Ellison and Joshua Matacek then back there in the 20th position. Matacek not a fan of the big 2-miler. Jordan Journeau, Andy Ducato, Garrett Rainey back there in 23rd. Andy Ducato in 22nd. Gary Clark, Tyler Berger, and Eric Breedy. The 26 drivers tonight here at Michigan. The strategy is always a bit iffy here, depending on the track conditions. Fuel is close. I mean, what are these drivers up against here this evening?
Yeah, like you said, they are a little bit close on fuel to potentially being able to make it on one stop. However, I mean, the track temperature is not super warm. It's 91 degrees, but throughout practice, some drivers are talking about the truck being a little loosey-goosey. I really think this is going to end up being a two-stop race, probably for tires, if I had to imagine. But, I mean, we saw it Indy last week, which is a strategy-heavy race. There's a lot of different things that can play out here. I think this is another race just like that. That there's options here.
Venom Truck Series averages 5 cautions here at Michigan. We've gone to overtime twice. The postseason starts now. Green flag is waving to Michigan. 939 Motorsports teammates Matt Schlosser and Chad Stern side by side. They lead 26 strong into turn 1. One driver we did not mention as one of the favorites, also questioning whether or not he'll make the full slate for the postseason, Brody Gunter. Last week's winner, 4 times a winner this season. He looms in the background here as Stearns has the lead outright. Into turn number 3, there goes Vroman. Palumbo piles in. Caution is out. It's going to be limited to just those two, as I think Andy Poliski made it by just barely.
Boy, that was
the truck
quick.
coming out from underneath of you.
Yeah, that was a very quick little spin there for Steve. I think that one really snapped on him. Let's see if I can take a look back. And I mean, this is cold tires on a racetrack that you are going very fast here around Michigan. You're asking a lot of these tires, and this thing's just going to snap right around here on the 00. You can see him already loose there in the middle of the corner. Tries to make the correction, but continues to go for the slide, and you called it, Andy Poliski. What a phenomenal job to stay out of his teammate there. And it looks like everybody else made it around Andy as well as he was trying to get slowed down. That was an unbelievable... I mean, that could be a potential chase saver there for Andy Poliski. If you go out early in this one, you are pretty much toast going into the next 4 races. So, I mean, that was quite the heads-up move there by the 32. Let's go back one more time. We're going to go inside the truck with Steve. And you can see he's barely moving the steering wheel to the left to try and make this corner. But he's hammered down, trying to stick with the pack. And unfortunately loses the rear end there. I think Andy Poliski probably lost his rear end, but in a little bit of a different way.
Yeah, he will be coming in for a change of undies for sure. Happy 40th. The caboose is loose. But this is a good start, maybe a good omen. This is Andy's first lap in a Toyota in the Venom Truck Series. Why he made the change, I don't know. But he did it, and he's got a little bit of a force field to not get himself in trouble. So damage for Vroman on the trunk, and Hayden Palumbo has got the nose knocked in on that 35 truck, so he is in a bad way early. After such a strong run at Indy last week, it's not looking too good for Palumbo here. On the opening lap, we mentioned 5 cautions, and they can happen just like that. It's interesting because it's 4:45 sim time in the evening. The sun is going to be close to setting by the time this race gets over. So the track temperature is going to continue to come down, but that doesn't necessarily mean these trucks are going to be any easier to drive.
Yeah, I mean, this is a demanding racetrack. I mean, even though, Michigan and Auto Club are supposed to be, practically identical, they do race a little bit different. Very fast speeds into the corners. And it's hard to back off and not use up the tires, because you feel like, I mean, track position is very important here, so you really don't want to lose it. I don't know. It's a tough place to be able to pick your spots correctly. I mean, it's almost kind of like a super speedway, but you have to take care of the tires. I don't know. It's different. Some folks are able to figure it out. Others are not. So those drivers that have this place figured out are looking to make their hay here tonight.
And if we're talking about drivers that are maybe looking to roll the dice a little bit, Andy Poliski did lead a small group down pit road. I would not imagine that they took tires, but certainly if we're talking a close fuel number here, they have topped off. So Poliski, Cole Maxwell, Kate Cannon, Jordan Journeau, Gary Clark, as well as Roman and Palumbo with damage. All coming down here under this caution on lap number 2. If you're a lap short, that might be just enough. We'll have to see. Chasers in the running order here, coming to 86 to go. Chad Stearns leading, Jan Van Leer in second, Matt Schlosser in third, Brody Gunter fourth, John Kay in fifth. Then Zach Lockett is in the 11th position. Andy Ducato is in 13th. Joshua Matichek in 14th. Garrett Rainey in 17th. Back underway. Best of the rest right now. Josh Freed there on the inside of Brody Gunter, challenging for fourth. And Freed did not miss out by much. Just 7 markers as Kay clears himself on his teammate Lucas Carver.
Yeah, and Freed moved up the racetrack in front of John as well. That was these drivers are getting after it early here.
Home track for John Kay. He's had it both ways here. Great successes and great failures. None of his own, I could add. Jan Van Leer leads that one at the stripe. Middle line, the James Watson strat working for the trucks here early as Jan is clear for the lead with help from Brody Gunter.
Yeah, that's interesting because usually early on in the race when the tires are, feeling good, usually that inside line to me is typically where a lot of people gravitate to until you get, 7, 8, 9 laps on the tires. But, as Jan is going to get up the racetrack there. Brody Gunter underneath. But surprised to see the outside work that much better than the inside line there that last time around.
We pointed out Joshua Matichek up to 12th in that Christmas green at number 60 truck. He's helped with a couple of drivers that come down pit road under this caution. But he has definitely gained a few positions. Stearns a little bit loose there on the inside.
Boy,
as everybody's going up top.
Look at this. Further back behind him, 3 wide. Holyfield, Gainey, and Zach Lockett underneath.
Oh, boy. Lockett about a half lane high there. And they're going to converge out of 4. Gainey right up to the door of Austin Holyfield. John Kay around the outside of Chad Stearns, who's immediately going to pull up to the top side of the track as Lucas Carver looks underneath of Josh Freed. Oh, Gainey up the track and right into the quarter panel of Joshua Matichek. Those two nearly got tangled together. Matichek now into the top 10.
Top 5 single file for right now. Carver and Freed side by side for 6th.
We want to say hello to everybody that we've got in the chat. Of course, the Matichek gang as always. Hello to Robin. Hello to Bailey. Hello to Nathan Carroll, who's also cheering on Joshua Matichek here this evening. Lisa Kelly cheering on Tyler Bergert. Bergert now running back in the 21st position.
Here comes Matt Schlosser getting a run down the backstretch into turn 3. He's going to take it all the way to the inside of Brody Gunter.
Oh, and he got loose there. And something Eric Breeding was talking to us earlier about, especially in air. You could see that Schlosser got loose, but as soon as he got it saved, he lost the nose on that truck. It's like pick a lane. You can't be loose and tight. And Schlosser does a nice job saving it. Just going to feed the slider to Gunter, who will cross him right back. Didn't know this was a dirt quarter mile. These two trade paint just about.
And these four are kind of running away with it a little bit right now. Everybody else fairly, I mean, for this racetrack, this is a good distance behind for this early in the race.
Oh, man, Lear having a great stretch of the season and no better time for it. Up here in third, watching the leaders go side by side, saving a little tire himself with John Kay pushing behind.
Bit of an issue for Carver. He lost a lot of momentum after, I would presume, probably got loose. He's down to 11th now. Was in 6th just a couple laps ago.
He did just have some three-wide action around him, so maybe caught some dirty air and maybe caught a little bit of the wall. Or he could just be saving some tire. Same for Josh Freed. Freed has been going backwards here pretty consistently as Paul Ellison will get underneath of him. Ellison, a podium finisher here last season, and has a win here in Truck 200. Look for him to keep moving forward. As Gunter and Schlosser still side by side for the lead. Kay and Jan Van Leer side by side for third. Chad Stearns is backing his pace off to a driver that is not backing his pace off. Joshua Monacek up to 6th.
Yeah, Monacek has had to move forward quickly to get some track position after a subpar qualifying effort. And Chad Stearns is doing about the opposite. Chad Stearns started farther forward, but he's trying to save some tire here.
If there's anybody whose ideology I would latch on to at Michigan, it's Chad Stearns. Remember, 3 out of 6 Michigan races in the Venom Truck Series have gone to that 05. That's 3 out of 4 that have been broadcast here on Turn 200.
And Jeremy in the chat kind of mentions that the tires really came into play in official races a few weeks back. So, the tire is going to be very important here tonight. They always have been, but seems like maybe just that little bit much more here.
Well, that's even the thing about Jeremy. I'm glad he said that in the chat. I'm surprised it's this spread out now. It usually stays packed up for longer. That just tells me that tires are more of a factor than usual because we've got some distance between us.
And part of that could be some drivers being, tire conscious, maybe not pushing as hard as they normally would, wanting to, test the waters, not put themselves behind the 8 ball too early here.
Lots of room to work with on this track, and Monacek and Stearns are using almost none of it. They are short sliding each other right back and forth. I'm sure they're both having a blast. Monacek continues to work his way forward up to 5th. Stearns stuck on the bottom as Austin Holyfield is going to follow his teammate through.
And up a few positions also is Kyle Zittel, who was running a car inside camera for us here tonight. As Zittel's going to pull up on Chad Stearns to the outside.
Whoa, Stearns got loose. I mean, that was a full counter steer there. That made me nervous. Now, maybe there is a little bit of doubt kicking in. Maybe Stearns might be in trouble here. He does not seem to like the handle on this truck. This is a little bit more than tire conservation, dropping back this far.
Ooh, some blinking issues for Freed a little bit further back. Going to create a little chaos there in the middle of the pack.
Pretty sharp truck there for Corey Rutherford, right in the back of that shot as well. Monacek is up to this lead pack. I mean, he has got to be blistering these tires, even with a more favorable track temperature. I mean, he is outpacing the entire field right now as Gunter nearly up into the wall. That will allow JVL to take a look inside for second.
One was in the wall further back as Monacek trying to make it 3 wide around the outside.
You're fast. You're not that fast. I wouldn't try that.
I mean, he's going to have a head of steam up to Gunter here.
Yeah,
And look at him. He's trying to get to the outside again.
Oh, boy.
I mean, if you're breaking
tells me the 60 truck might be due for a random inspection at the end of this race. I mean, he's got something right now that nobody else has.
If you're breaking this race into thirds, I mean, I say only. This is a long time on this racetrack, but only 12 laps left to get there.
So Jan is going to go from challenging for the lead a couple laps ago now to trying to hang on to spot number 4 with Austin Holyfield catching up to this group. And again, Maticek at least faking top. As Gunter gives a little love tap to Schlosser on their way into turn 1, working lap number 19.
Woo! Gunter getting pretty loose there.
Trying to countersteer it to keep it out of the wall, and then all of a sudden it caught up and almost went around.
Maticek giving the bumper to the 0-1, trying to keep that momentum forward towards Matt Schlosser.
Maticek started 20th, by the way. A couple of drivers pit in front of him under the caution, but
17 spots gained.
Yeah.
In the first quarter of the race.
He is cooking and booking. Here he'll get his real estate here on the top side now.
Oh, he's in the wall!
In the wall! Twice, hard.
And runs.
And that did him no favors at Indianapolis last week. You do not want aero damage here in Michigan. That is a killer in speed and handling.
Yeah, and John Kay nearly got tangled up in that as well. John had to make an evasive maneuver and kind of got pushed down the racetrack as Maticek was trying to gather it up.
And that frees up Brody Gunter to take the lead on Matt Schlosser. John Kay is making a run now on the 04. Kay to second, Schlosser from first to third through the tri-oval. Top 7 are in the mix. Actually, you can really kind of lump Paul Ellison back into that as well.
Looks
Making
like
the top 9.
Looks like Brantley Gainey has had an issue. He has dropped all the way to the back of the field now. And that was in a hurry.
Take a little rewind here and see what's happened to Brantley Gainey.
I don't have any crash indicators, but it must have gone for a big slide.
I think what happened is he had a big blink and lost the field and just slowed down. By the time he reappeared, everybody got through him, so that's the good news. But he was going very slow as Maticek into the wall again, and Schlosser very loose there at a 2.
By the way, no car inside camera for Maticek this week. That might be the first week all year. He means business here tonight.
I'll tell you this much, that truck is hard to miss. I love it, though.
If I didn't know that it was kind of Christmassy themed, I would think it's an Apple Jacks truck.
Ooh, yeah?
It's just like the Apple Jacks green.
Kind of does.
Shout out Apple Jacks. Ooh, Matt Schlosser, a little touch of the wall there, it looked like as well. And here comes John Kay.
Oh, wow. I mean, inches clear, and he is going to get some arrow push there from the 0-1 to loosen him up.
Looked like Brody got pretty loose there as well, though.
I mean,
boy. Oh, boy. We are leaning on each other here early.
Kay cut Gunter no slack and immediately got all that dirty air from the front of the 0-1 pushed onto his spoiler. It didn't help either of them. The field closes back within a couple of car lengths.
Yeah, Tommy, don't look now, but here comes Chad Stearns.
Yeah.
Kind of thought that maybe he was losing it, but he's right here to tell us, no, boys, I haven't lost it yet. All
Never
part of the plan.
The deck against the 05 in Michigan.
I should mention that our fall off right now is about 1.5 seconds per lap. And we're coming up to, we're 5 laps away from being a third of the way through this race.
Again, K slides up right in front of the 0-1, and the back of that truck immediately steps down from underneath of him.
I think there's some opportunity to try and stretch this out, but I think we'll see a lot of folks opt for a two-stopper also. Oh, caution is out.
Jack Watts is around down the backstretch. And that is caution number 2, and boy, does that throw a wrench in things.
It certainly does. This pretty much is going to...
simplifies it.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's more... I mean, it throws a wrench in the fact that some folks were maybe hoping to have some open strategy, and this caution, the way that it's timed, may make this a two-stop race for everybody now at this point.
It's a very weird incident. I'm surprised it brought out a caution.
Let's take a look. This is Watts up off a 2. And, yeah, it just looks like Watts gets a little loose there. And I think Cannon thought that Watts was just going to opt to take the inside lane after getting loose and just tag the right rear. But, Tommy, you're right. I mean, Watts down on the inside of the racetrack, not even close to the actual racing line or racing surface, really. But caution does come out.
Those two are hashing it out over the radio. No hard feelings. That was definitely a nip and tuck sort of thing there, with Watts getting a little bit loose. Kanan just misjudging it a little bit.
Yeah, this is the onboard with Cannon here real quick. As you see, Watts gets loose. I think Cannon thought he was going to go down the racetrack. Because, I mean, Watts' truck was definitely pointed towards the inside of the racetrack there for a good minute. But was able to corral it, and Cannon kind of kept his foot in it there.
And you saw a truck loose in front of Jack Watts. That was Steve Vroman. And Vroman, I mean, all but crashed as well. That thing was tracking. So I think Watts was kind of following Vroman into the wall. So that doesn't help. Here's the race off of pit road now. Brody Gunter wins it. K out second, Schlosser third. Stearns and Van Leer the top 5. So JVL will lose a couple spots. Stearns up to 4th. Sounds like there was a checkup on pit road and potentially some damage for Cade Cannon, Garrett Rainey, and Steve Vroman.
Oh, man. Garrett Rainey's race hasn't been a great start to his chase so far tonight, but, I mean, he is up quite a few positions, but he's kind of been right in the middle of some chaos here early on. He's hoping to maybe work his way up a little bit further and get some top 10 points here.
Yeah, Rainey comes in. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was especially before those bonus points get paid out is what I was going to mention.
Yeah, Rainey comes in as the 10 seed in his first postseason appearance with the Venom Truck Series. Of course, he's the winner of the Car Inside in-season tournament this season, and that it sort of found his stability at that through the early window of the season, and it never went away. Rainey's always been a good top 10 driver in the Venom Truck Series. He usually just gets bit by the bad luck bug, and that never happened this season. So it finally got the a representative points finish inside the top 10. Excited to see it. Josh Freed, you mentioned, was having some connectivity issues earlier. He's just lagged out of the session. But from our incidents that we've had up to this point, we have not lost anybody. So Freed would be the first, and I'm not too sure Zach Lockett didn't just lag out as well. Which does have some championship implications here.
Oh, man, yeah, that would be highly, highly disappointing for Zach. I mean, consistency is the name of Zach's game, so, I mean, if he gets robbed the chance of a consistent finish here, I mean, that's really detrimental to his chances.
So Lockett, they haven't he hasn't been booted from the session yet, but they're still leaving his gap on the grid right now, so we'll see how that shakes out. 5:28 this time. Gunter, K, Schlosser, Stearns, Van Leer, your top 5. Kyle Zittel on the outside of row 3. Gunter has control on the outside. We're going to get a little checking up there as a couple drivers went a little bit early in the mid-pack, but they seem to handle it okay. We're back underway. One person that was really hurt by this caution was Andy Poliski. He was playing the fuel number. Unfortunately got caught back in the field when that caution came out. We'll see if the 32 can pick his way back up through. Gunter leads a pretty calm group into turn number 3, but this is where it all went wrong on fresh tires last time. Pretty orderly. Stearns with a run. He'll take it to the inside. Be able to clear. Actually, he will just. And Gunter tries to get to the bottom. Stearns says no.
Wow, I mean, that is some great control there from Stearns. I mean, typically when you make a move like that, you're not able to hold the bottom, but Stearns, aware that with some fresher tires, is able to put that truck pretty much wherever he wants to right now. That was a great move by the 05.
Not only to be able to do that, but also to carry the exit speed off as well, necessary to keep Gunter behind you down the straight. Really nice stuff. Just had a little 3-wide action further back with Holyfield, Monacek, and Palumbo. Palumbo will come out on the wrong end of that one, as Monacek still goes side by side with Holyfield for 7th. Oh, and loose! Baby!
Whoa, boy!
Monacek got super loose. It puts Holyfield in an awful spot. Garrett Rainey coming to life on the inside now. Palumbo will get those 2 spots back, and Rainey will pick up 2 as well. Palumbo going to combo that into a move to the inside of the decent one for 5th. Or rather for 6th.
Well, it seems like Palumbo, no more damage from that early incident with Steve Vroman. He is rocking and rolling right now.
Yeah, that is quite surprising. I mean, the nose was punched in on that truck. And only 2 cautions to get that fixed.
Yeah, I must have had enough time to get it fixed, I guess. If he didn't get it all fixed, I don't think he'd be in this spot.
No, you're absolutely right. Josh Freed and Zach Lockett are both back on the track. They are both 2 laps down. Freed will be in front of the leaders here. Not that the draft is a huge thing like it would be in the super speedways, but not impossible. He'll get swallowed up here. As Gunter's coming back to the outside of Stearns and looking to take the lead back. I mean, with the exception of Palumbo mixing it up here, this is your 5 championship favorites, and they have been going at it all race.
Whoa, Palumbo, that was awfully close. Drifted up the racetrack a bit there off of 4 and nearly got into the left rear.
Kyle Zittel and Joshua Monacek are dogging to get up here. And they are here. They might just bring a whole bunch more with them as Palumbo is tight on Gunter's door. Palumbo with a point to prove. Missed 3 races this season and barely missed out on making the postseason anyway. Been running really well the last few weeks. He wants to win himself another race. He might find himself on the inside of 3 wide here into the tri-oval. Gunter top, Stearns the middle. As Gunter leads the lap, Palumbo working on the inside. And Stearns rolls out of it.
Oh, Palumbo sliding up the racetrack there.
These trucks heaving and hawing.
I mean, that is just kind of what happens to the truck on the exit. of turn 2, especially if you're coming up the racetrack from the inside. If you're on the outside, you can get a little bit of a more straighter shot. You can carry a little bit more momentum, but when you're on the inside there, I mean, that's just kind of what happens. You're kind of dirt tracking a little bit up the racetrack.
John Kay digging in the paint. Here he goes from third to first. The Michigander who now calls Ohio home. Gunter with a big toe here down the backstretch. Thought about making it 3 wide. I'm sure he's still thinking about it. Palumbo not leaving much room. Kay on the paint, loose. Saves it. I mean, the 2 drivers to do that thus far have been Kay and Stearns. There aren't a handful more drivers that I would trust to save the truck in that situation. If it was me, my ass would be going around. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we're going to get to find out next year, partner.
Yeah. Lucky everybody else. The good news for them is I won't be battling for the lead. Not here.
So, similar to the first run, Stearns has now fallen back a few positions. But we saw Stearns surge back to life there at the end of the last run before the caution flew. So, Stearns felt like that was a good strategy, it seems.
I thought he was giving up too much space. Turns out he was not at all. He was able to make up the distance lost. Track temperature's down to 90 degrees. It's 5:42 local sim time, July 29th.
Oh, Poliski a little bit loose. Gets Holyfield to his outside. Has to opt for the bottom. This is a battle.
Palumbo. Oh, he just had to make a massive save. That truck was all but spun out. And he's going to lose the lead. Well, he fights back a lot better than I thought he would. That thing was 3/4 of the way around out of turn 4.
I mean, this is such a momentum-based racetrack. It is surprising that he was able to carry the speed off the corner still.
Punching a big hole in the air here for John Kay, who thought about taking it to the inside, thinks better of it. Palumbo and Gunter nearly door to door. Hardly much space between them at all. Stearns now to the inside of Kay.
And we are only 5 laps away from paying out the halfway bonus points. These drivers looking for every point they can get right now.
7 chasers in the top 10. Poliski close by in the 11th. Andy DeCotto is down in 17th. And Zach Lockett, of course, 2 laps down in 25th with internet issues. Palumbo lost the nose there. Has to roll out of it. It puts Kay in a bad spot.
Kay nearly got into that right rear.
Chad was trying to move up a little bit to side draft right as Kay was trying to figure out where to go to get around Palumbo. And there was nowhere to go.
Kyle Zittel coming back to life here midway through the run, just as he did early on in this one. Whoa! Somebody way down the racetrack further back.
I think it's Jack Watson.
That was Jordan. I think Jordan. No, in the 84.
Oh, okay.
He's pretty slow.
So Jordan trying to get back up to speed here as Chad Stearns is trying to take second away. Talking about comers and goers, Joshua Matichek is back to 10th. He's on the bubble with Andy Poliski right behind him. But Matichek is trying to push forward here. He's right on the tailgate of Garrett Rainey. And we'll move past his teammate Austin Holyfield to put him on the bubble. Gunther with Palumbo behind him, kind of getting loose and jamming up Stearns and Kay, has been able to put a little bit of a gap back to his contenders. probably the biggest lead of the night, about a quarter of a second. And that's not much of a lead. I don't need to tell anybody.
Andy Poliski starting to come into the fray here, looking for a top 10 spot as well. He's got it right now.
Poliski just picking off Austin Holyfield. It's Palumbo again to the inside of Gunter, and again losing the back end of that truck.
Jan Van Leer pretty loose there around the top side as well. He's going to lose some speed here.
Even with the cooler track temperatures, these drivers cannot keep the rear end of these trucks underneath of them as John Kay takes it up the middle 3 wide to try and get past Palumbo, but Palumbo going to come back with a run on the top.
Kyle's
hang on to her. Woo! That was a save, brother.
Man, a good save, but it's going to lose a lot of positions.
6th back to 13th is where he's going to tuck in, and he'll have an extra squishy right rear for the next couple of laps.
John Kay tried to stuff it 3 wide in the middle again. Palumbo is sticking to the outside line here. Halfway bonus points are paid out after this lap.
This is the money lap right here. Oh, Palumbo into the wall, Justin Skosh. Here's Kay to the inside. Palumbo's got a run on Gunter as well. Nowhere really to take it. He'll float up to the top as they're 3 wide for 4th behind him for just a split second. Give Brody Gunter 10 extra bonus points and give him the points lead at the halfway mark of the race. Kane 2nd, Palumbo 3rd, Stearns 4th, Matacek 5th, Schlosser 6th, Jan Van Leer in 7th, Garrett Rainey, Andy Poliski, Austin Holyfield. Bonus points for them. That's all the chasers other than Andy Decano and Zach Lockett. The work is not over, though. Now we're working towards a green flag pit stop, maybe. I'm not convinced with the way some of these trucks are driving that we're going to make it that far.
Oh, Matacek in the wall. Pretty good there.
Man.
Everybody was flirting with the wall there. Stern, Schlosser, and Matacek all nearly got it.
That's about his 3rd stripe of the night. You don't get too many of those before you start really incurring some issues. Stearns trying to get freed up from Hayden Palumbo. Palumbo is trying to get back to the lead. Paul Ellison just had to make a big save out of turn number 2, and that is going to cost him several spots. He's was in 11th. I think he's now going to drop back into 17th. So what is the number that these drivers are looking for in terms of making their last stop?
Yep, we're about...
Presumably their last stop.
Yeah, should be their last stop. We're about 10 laps away here. We're eyeing about lap 58 to lap 60. More than likely is when most of these drivers will be down. But I wouldn't be surprised to see some folks still try a little bit of strategy here. Maybe a couple drivers trying to come in early, undercut this thing. But I wouldn't be surprised to see some drivers try the overcut either.
In only our 2nd Venom Truck Series race ever, hard to believe, back in season number 5, round 2, Steve Roman had a great strategy to just run it out and it almost got him the win if it weren't for an ill-timed caution at the end of the race to set up one of the most infamous restarts of all time on the chip. But it nearly worked. It can go both ways, honestly. So we'll see who elects to roll the dice.
A few drivers in diamond formation here for a moment, right around the top 10. That was, this is Rainey, Holyfield, Poliski, and Kyle Zittel. All fighting for 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. And Brantley Gainey is going to work his way into this battle as well. Oh, Jan Van Leer in the wall.
Here we go for the lead. Palumbo finally able to take a run. He'll take it to the inside of Gunter, and he will have to pull the ripcord on that one, and it might cost him second. Stern's down to the flat, and he might finally get clear on the 35. Although letting it hang out just a little bit. Stearns with much better drive and will close a 4 truck length gap down to 1 into turn 3.
Holyfield and Rainey continue to battle here. They've been battling all night.
Poliski takes a run, meets a wall, not the wall, but he meets the Rainey wall.
Ooh, and Rainey.
Blink there.
Yeah. And
No
Poliski
bueno.
able to complete the pass for now, but Rainey has a run. It's going to cross him over. 3 wide here.
And Zittle's going to take them both. Meanwhile, for the lead, Stearns gets underneath of Gunter. Bottom is not quite working as well as it was. Gunter able to...
Oh, Hayden Palumbo into the wall early. He's going to lose a ton of speed and some spots to boot.
Okay, Modicek, Schlosser, and Jan Van Leer all going to get through. As Palumbo will go from 3rd to 7th. It's loose, and then it's tight. That's a direct quote, and you know what? I believe him.
That's a wise man, Eric Breeding.
Yep. He is right on the money. It is 6 p.m. in the sim. Running out of daylight with 36 laps to go.
Pit stop should be just around the corner here in 3 or 4 laps.
See who elects to go for it. As Garrett Rainey now has found himself in the hornet's nest. Andy DeCano's been saving some tire. He is pushing forward. Lucas Carver just got through on the 13 as well. Steve Roman. Andy Poliski making a move on Kyle Zittel. Poliski having to work back up through the field the hard way. He's doing it though, up to 9th.
Modicek was way down on the bottom of the racetrack there off of 2.
So he will lose one to Schlosser. It might lose another to Palumbo. As Hayden's coming with a run underneath. Worth pointing out, Gunter and Stearns have left John Kay behind to the tune of about half a second. We'll see if Kay is able to sniff enough of a draft here to rally himself back into the fight. Kay in 3rd, Schlosser in 4th, and that's the battle for 5th with Palumbo and Modicek. 34 laps to go. Oh, Schlosser slides up the track nearly into the wall. Has to roll out of it big time as Garrett Rainey is coming to pit road. And I think he made it to speed.
Yeah, we haven't talked about...
Hey, go ahead.
I haven't talked about pit road much here, but with pit stops looming, I mean, this is one that drivers feel like they can get after it and really gain some positioning on the entry, but that is a dangerous game to play here when you're going at a high rate of speed.
That's the thing, is it's easy, quote-unquote, which means it's gettable, and that means that it bites more drivers than most tracks. It's no Dover, but it's no pushover either. We'll have a couple other drivers coming down pit road this time. Sounds like Gary Clark. Paul Ellison is coming as well. And Ellison makes it down to pit road speed after his skid earlier. Side by side for the lead. Stearns keeps having to take it low, and Gunter is just defending it so well. There's no chance without a mistake from the 01 that Stearns is going to get it done underneath. But what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, Stearns has to get such a good run that he can clear Gunter through the middle of the corner, try and throw a slider on him. Other than that, I mean, Gunter just is able to carry that momentum around the top side and get a really good run. I mean, if Stearns can't get clear of him, he doesn't have much of a shot here, so Stearns will continue to try and work the inside.
Dominoes starting to fall. Here comes Andy Poliski from the back half of the top 10, covering off Ellison and Garrett Rainey. Cole Maxwell, Corey Rutherford also in. And Paul Ellison, unfortunately, was too fast entering, so that will take him out of the equation. At least for now. He'll be hoping for a caution here late. Sounds like Jack Watts is pitting this time. Tyler Bergert will be coming in with him. They are in 14th and 15th. Jan Van Leer is coming.
Yeah, Jan was smoking him, trying to get down the racetrack.
Ooh, and he's still smoking him there onto pit road. That is awfully close to pit road speed. Brandley Gainey, Lucas Carver, Tyler Berger, Jack Watts in this time.
Looks solid for everybody there.
Yeah,
oh,
no
and John
flag.
Kay up into the wall. Boy, he was able to. That was close. That was really close to being a bad hit.
Andy Poliski and Garrett Rainey have blended right in the middle of the battle between Palumbo and Matacek. And this is, man, that is really awkward position for all four of them. There's no takers from the top 10 this time. So Poliski on fresher tires, able to get through on Garrett Rainey. And I think they are battling for 14th right now as Hayden Palumbo says he is pitting this time. Jan Van Leer is the highest running driver that has been down pit road.
Here comes Chad Stearns. He's carrying a lot of speed in there. So is John Kay.
As far as I can tell, they made it.
Yeah, I think they both got down. It's really interesting, all the different lines that are being run by these top drivers right now. We've seen Gunter and Stearns really stick it to the bottom. Both Schlosser, Kay, on Van Leer, they've been running more the top, middle to top of this racetrack.
John Kay slid his box. That's going to cost him. I mean, he was hanging on to the draft already. That's going to cost him just enough time, I think. Palumbo's going to get through him.
So drivers on fresher tires, working through drivers on older tires still here.
Gunter in from the lead. Matacek follows, and Matacek nearly takes it to the pit wall. So Matt Schlosser now is the race leader. Austin Holyfield, Kyle Zittel, Andy Decano, Steve Roman, Jordan Journeau, Cade Cannon. The driver's still out on the track.
Yeah, John lost 4 seconds to Chad Stearns there on the pit cycle.
Wow.
Then they came in together, I should say.
Yes, they did, and they were nearly nose to tail. That was a big error there for John Kay, unfortunately. Here comes Schlosser from the lead. He is sending it in hard. Looks like most of them are going to pit except for Andy Ducato. So Ducato now is the race leader as Schlosser, Holyfield, Vroman, and Kyle Zittel all down pit road.
Yeah, so this will leave just a few drivers left out. It'll be Ducato, Jorneau, and Cade Cannon that still have to make a pit stop. And then Zach Locken and Josh Freed still have to come down, who were a couple of laps down due to timing out of the race session earlier.
It's getting dark, but not because we're losing sunlight. It's just cloudy all of a sudden, which is going to be a welcome reprieve for some of these drivers, although these tires are already cold. Ducato in from the race lead, which makes the battle for the provisional lead currently Chad Stearns and Jan Van Leer, as the rest of the three holdouts are all down pit road, so this will be the battle for the lead here for the 5 and the 05. And Bertie Gunter only a second behind these two.
Some closer quarters a little bit further back. This is Poliski, Carver, Kay, and Matt Schlosser.
Schlosser on fresher tires, but man, he is mired back in the thick of it.
Oh, look at this. Carver pulls it down in front of John, who both of them had the run here on Poliski.
Remember, Poliski on older tires comparatively, so is Garrett Rainey. And Schlosser going to take it up the middle. I would not want to test John Kay right now. I don't know if Schlosser knows that. But he's going to take him. He's going to take them all.
The Schloss boss going all the way through.
Okay, into Rainey with
Whoa!
and around he goes.
Oh, and that's race over for John Kay.
Oh, man. Just so much going on there. The caution is out for the third time. Kay and Rainey making contact, and Maticek not able to check up in time, sends the two truck around. And that is an unfortunate end to the night and an unfortunate start to the chase for the Season 8 champ.
Oh, boy. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Let's back it up a little bit. So that's Rainey in front of Andy Poliski on the top. Schlosser goes through the middle. As they're coming out of turn 2, I think Rainey gets a little bit loose. Poliski trying to figure out where he's going to go with it. And Rainey ends up going to the middle. And I don't think John knew that he was there. I think John probably thought that Rainey was on the top of the racetrack, I'm sure. And unfortunately, there might have been just a little extra tag there from Maticek, who really didn't have anywhere to go.
No.
And this is going to be a hard hit for the two. I don't think I would want to be in John Kay's apartment right about now.
No, I'm sure he's not particularly happy with this.
So this is going to split the field on strategy now.
And this should be, if I'm not mistaken, these drivers' last set of tires.
It sure is.
So Chad Stearns and Jan Van Leer, who were just battling for the lead, now will give that up and come down pit road. Hayden Palumbo in this mix as well. Lucas Carver, Garrett Rainey, Andy Poliski. That's particularly helpful for those two, as they were on the oldest tires on the track. Jack Watts, Cole Maxwell, Brantley Gainey, and Gary Clark all in. Cade Cannon has unceremoniously retired from the race. Paul Ellison also down pit road. Remember, he lost a lap earlier. But I think he just got it back, actually. So this is him getting back on strategy. I remember was speeding on pit road. So he'll look to make the most out of it. Should give us 22 drivers on the lead lap and 24 running, with Zach Lockett and Josh Freed both still laps down. 2 down for Lockett, 3 down for Freed.
And so those drivers that are being led by Chad Stearns that just came down pit road, they should have anywhere from about 6 to 4 lap fresher tires than most of the rest of the field here. I do think Corey Rutherford came down a little bit earlier, so maybe 7, 8 laps fresher than Corey. But I mean, it's not a lot. But once we get deeper into this final run, as long as we don't have more cautions come out, it's going to be significant. Or at least that's what these drivers are hoping for. That'll be a significant advantage later on in this run.
Yeah, that's the real kicker. If there's a caution here late, all of a sudden your 6-lap advantage might, if we go into overtime for the 3rd time in Michigan's history in the Venom Truck Series, your 6-lap advantage becomes a 14-lap disadvantage real quick. And that is not the end of the stick you want to be on. Quickly, while we've got a second, tomorrow night, the Daredevil Series season finale, Atlanta 2008, chosen by Mr. Matt Williamson. We'll be back on the air one last time in Season 6 at 8 o'clock Eastern. Thursday night, it's 2 races to go for the Max V CNC Home Design Truck Series in their championship. Daytona is where the penultimate race of the season will kick off at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Dirt 200 special on as well. From Lernerville, or from Bristol, rather. So we're back underway. 20 laps to go. Good start for Gunter. Schlosser with Matichek and Zittel flanking him on either direction, but is able to get clear for second. How hard are these fresh tire drivers going to push it? They're already pushing it fairly hard. Stearns with a great restart. Jan and Palumbo are mired in traffic. Oh, Zittel with a big shot there to Matichek to push him to the top side. And Zittel will try and get after it underneath.
Boy, look at this. Here comes Chad Stearns already on the bottom. I mean, he is able to stick the bottom much better than these drivers on just a few lap older tires.
12th to 9th on the opening lap for the 05. As Schlosser for the lead, pinning it down low. Gunter run around on the top side. How about this? Andy Dakota, we haven't seen him in the top 10 all night, and he's into the top 5 now. And he is not wasting this opportunity.
Josh Matichek with a big run here as well.
Stearns taking it 3 wide behind them as Tyler Bergert nearly snapped that truck around. It's all happening here in Michigan. 18 laps to go.
Oh, boy, we are packed up here, Tommy.
This is not going to end well.
Oh, boy.
Stearns.
Steve Roman, that was narrowly clear there.
I mean, it's impossible to know where to look. These drivers have the worst handle on these trucks they've had all night, and yet they've never been closer. What I'd give for proximity chat right now.
Hayden Palumbo trying to follow Chad Stearns through on the bottom, and he might get clear of Jan Van Leer, so Jan has lost a position or two to those folks that are on the same strategy here.
Oh, man. Nearly a big checkup there. Vroman, Palumbo, and Zittel all digging and zagging into one another. Here's Stearns to the inside now. Matacek, who is 3 wide with 2 different drivers to his outside.
Boy, not a great place for Matacek here.
Even with the fresher tires, I would say not a super great place for Stearns to be. He's going to get some help, though, as Schlosser will drop down low. And Schlosser is clear by inches, tries to take it, but makes Gunter go back up to the top side.
Look at this. Here comes Hayden Palumbo as well. And I think for Stearns, I mean, we saw earlier on in this race that bottom goes away very quickly as far as being the better line. He might have to try and find his way more to the middle or the top here.
Oh, man, Palumbo nearly clipped there by Zittel. And Palumbo is driving it hard. 15 to go. Here he goes. 3 wide for 4th. Nose to tail for the top 3.
Whoa!
And Palumbo, man.
Stearns giving him the push down the backstretch.
Here he goes. Stearns could be saving a little bit, but Palumbo is not saving. Palumbo is pushing it for all it's worth. Schlosser giving the bumper to Gunter. Stearns giving the bumper to Schlosser. Ducato turning
Oh,
on it.
no!
There we go.
Oh,
And
dear.
tumbling wildly, the 0-2 of Andy Ducato. Matacek with heavy damage, 0-2. As the great Matt Williamson once said, is like a wind sail in turns 1 and 2.
That's a throwback.
Yeah.
Not one that you want to
Ducato.
hear either.
No, certainly not what either of these two wanted to hear. Oddly enough, for Ducato, no meatball flag, but that is certainly race over for Joshua Matacek. And that's caution number 4 at a very interesting point of this race with 13 to go.
Yeah, certainly. We'll follow up on that here in a moment, but let's take a look at the incident. I mean, we've had multiple playoff drivers now bite the dust here at Michigan. I mean, this has been a tumultuous opening round for some of these drivers. See, Matacek up there on the top. It looked like Ducato kind of got into his left rear there. I don't know. I think maybe Matacek had to check up just a bit. It looked like he had a pretty big run on Stern. Oh, my goodness. Ducato upside down. Tumbling through the air.
And I believe that was Austin Holyfield who took him off the dome. So that's 2 Pony Expresses for the price of 1 for Ducato.
Take one more look here. Let's go on board with Ducato. Kind of see what he's looking at here with Matacek. And I don't know, I think Matacek kind of had to check a little and then also tried to get underneath. I believe it was Poliski in front of him. And Ducato was able to keep his foot in the gas, but got into that left rear. That's just close racing there. Everybody going for it. A lot of playoff drivers, unfortunately, have met their demise going for it here tonight.
Well, the exact opposite just happened. Everybody that pit under the last caution stays out. Everybody that stayed out has come in for their last set of tires.
Yeah, and this is going to be a massive, massive advantage for those drivers that just came down pit road.
I mean, the situation we were just in under the last restart was they had 6-lap fresher tires. And this group will have 7 on paper, but really about 8 or 9 when you factor in the caution laps.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
more laps to track them down as well if we go green the rest of the way.
yeah, I mean, the last time, Stearns and company really only had like 3-lap fresher tires than a lot of the drivers on the racetracks. I mean, 6 was the most that they had on any given driver. I mean, this is at least 7 laps on every single driver in front of them. This is...
And arguably better track position as well. Gunter is going to line up here on the, I believe, on the inside of row 6. That's a couple spots ahead of where Stearns was on the last restart.
Yeah, I mean, this is a much better position for those drivers that just came down pit road. I mean, these drivers in the top 10 are really, really going to have to try and fight and block if they want to try and hold on to these positions.
And that's the other factor in the equation here will be with 10 laps to go, and nobody's going to give an inch, and I would argue that they already weren't giving an inch in the first place.
I don't think anybody was giving an inch this whole race. I mean, it was off to the races from the beginning. But yeah, I mean, you put drivers on a different tire strategy with 10 laps to go. Yeah, it's go time, boys.
It is go time indeed. So let's re-rack them for you. Final 10 laps of regulation should put that out. Working our fourth caution. Hayden Palumbo and Chad Stearns on the front row. Jan Van Leer and Andy Poliski on row 2. Garrett Rainey and Brantley Gainey, of course, on row number 3. Row 4, how about Lucas Carver and Cole Maxwell? Gary Clark and Paul Ellison, your top 10. Then Gunter Schlosser and on back with fresh tires on row 6. 20 more miles around Michigan in our postseason opener. Palumbo fires. Boy, Gary Clark does not get a good start and gets all the fresh tire runners checked up except for Matt Schlosser. Palumbo on point. Jan Van Leer trying to take second away, and he's got it. 3 wide. Schlosser on the fresh rubber. Trying to get the good while it's good for getting.
Schlosser's got to be careful, though, here on the bottom with these cold tires. He's got to make sure he doesn't make a mistake.
Lots of shuffling there. 4
Whoa,
wide behind
Kyle
them.
Zittel.
Oh, and Garrett Clark
no.
They stack up. Austin Holyfield and Corey Rutherford around. We are still green.
Boy, this is wild.
Still green. We'll see if Holyfield pulls back up onto the track. Meanwhile, we go for the lead. Jan Van Leer with a big run. Where can he take it? They are pack racing from Schlosser on back.
Oh, what? Wow. I believe that was Cole Maxwell who drifted up the racetrack and was able to keep it off the wall. That was a nice save. Schlosser has gone to the top of the racetrack, trying to play the momentum game now on the fresher tires.
This is working out better for the drivers on old tires than I would have expected, but we are a long way from done. 7.5 laps to go.
A lot of dirty air being thrown the way of the 04 as well. That's coming into play a factor.
Stearns clear on JVL, but not by much. And Jan has got help in the form of Brantley Gainey in this fight as well. Schlosser now knocking on the door of the lead pack. Lucas Carver looking to throw a wrench in things. He is bringing Brody Gunter back into the fold.
Oh, Andy Poliski in the wall.
Poliski into the wall, into Gunter, who gets some help from Carver.
Wow, what a save. What a save by Lucas Carver. I mean, Gunter made an absolute split-second decision to push it to the middle there. And
Stearns nearly got turned around behind Hayden Palumbo. Schlosser is making headway on the inside. 6 to go.
This is
Where do
another
you
classic.
Oh, dear. Gainey doesn't want any part. He rolls out of it hard, and it checks up Lucas Carver. Carver's into the wall.
Oh! Brody Gunter goes for a spin.
And it's on down the backstretch. A scramble.
Oh, no. Jan Van Leer with some damage as well. My goodness.
It was Jan and Gunter that got locked together in the first place. Jan moved out to get a big run on Schlosser, but Gunter was there.
Wow.
Miraculous, honestly, that it was only those 4 that were involved.
Yeah, that felt like it was probably inevitable.
It certainly was. We'll be closing in on the end of regulation here. Our regularly scheduled 5th caution of the night.
Boy, there's got to be quite a bit to unpack here, I think.
Yeah, good luck.
Trying to figure out where this thing even starts. Hear a lot of drivers over the radio saying that
Making
their apologies.
Yeah.
So
I think it was Jan and Brody, if I'm not mistaken, or Garrett Rainey,
yeah,
or Brantley Gainey,
so
or
Jan's,
Lucas Carver.
so Jan's in the top of the racetrack here. Oh, and Jan has a big run on Schlosser, and I think thought he was clear to go ahead and take it. And unfortunately, Garrett Rainey's going to hit Jan very hard there. Jan up into the wall. And trying to see it. Oh, Lucas Carver gets hit a little bit late there as well. Looked like Gunter got into the wall at some point. Not a lot of damage. A little bit of damage for the 01. I don't know.
Those fresh tires are junked.
Yeah, for sure. I'd be hard-pressed to find any playoff driver or chase racer that has not been involved in something here tonight.
I think Matt Schlosser might be the only one, honestly. Stearns has had his hand in the cookie jar a couple of times and gotten away with it. John K. in the chat. Yeah, Michigan is mean tonight. It is taking out its revenge on the Venom Truck Series, and for what, I'm not sure.
This is on board with Gunter. Obviously doesn't expect Brody to pull it down, or excuse me, doesn't expect Jan to pull it down like that. My goodness. Will that be the end of it is the real question.
No. No, absolutely not.
So, and you mentioned it midway through that run that we thought there was going to be quite the advantage for the drivers that came down pit road the last time. It didn't seem like it was as big as we thought that it might. And we're going to go green here with only 2 laps to go. Schlosser will start in the second row. And Kyle Zittel, who is also on those fresher tires, will start in the second row as well. This will be interesting to see what they can throw at Palumbo and Stearns here.
This will be a natural green-white checkered, so we still have 3 attempts at overtime should we need them. This is the natural conclusion, lap 89. And not only that, an extra heat cycle for the old tire runners, but now a heat cycle on the new tires as well. No guarantees, even with fresher tires, that Schlosser is going to be able to get this done. To your point, and I guess to my own point as well, if Schlosser did have that kind of pace, he was certainly methodical about it. Because he did arrive right as all hell broke loose. but it did take him quite a bit longer than you and I both thought that it would. So we'll see if these fresher tires are going to come into play here. Coming to 2 laps to go, the natural green-white checkered conclusion of this race. Hayden Palumbo, one of the first drivers on the outside looking into the postseason. He wants to win for the second time this season. Chad Stearns wants his 4th career Michigan victory. Matt Schlosser, Kyle Zittel, row 2. Brantley Gainey, Jordan Journeau, your front 6. It's full shade and full send here in Michigan for the final 4 miles of regulation. Palumbo with control into the restart zone. Fires, we're back underway. Not a good start there for Stearns, and Schlosser will be looking to take advantage right off the rip. Calm, cool, and collected for now. Runs coming down the backstretch. Who gets him and who takes him? Stearns might have the opportunity to get clear. He does. Straight to the middle for the 05. And down to the bottom of the track, looking to clear on Palumbo. Palumbo was going to answer back with a run. Coming to the stripe. The race is official, and it will be a photo finish if that were the final lap, but we've got one more. Here's Schlosser, 3 wide for the lead.
Big send from the 04. Zittel follows him through.
Jordan Journeau is here.
Oh, Stearns in the wall. Oh, they're crashing behind him. Stearns is crashing.
We are still green. Palumbo and Schlosser make it through. Brody Gunter is somehow up to 3rd. And this is the battle for the win in Michigan. Schlosser loses the nose, has to track it up. Will try and answer underneath, but Hayden Palumbo has got him covered. And Palumbo wins it in Michigan. It's a 1-3 switcheroo from last week at Indy, with Palumbo going from 3rd to 1st and Gunter from 1st to 3rd, and a remarkable last lap charge for the 01. And Schlosser is the bridesmaid again, but Palumbo with his 3rd career Venom Truck Series victory, and that, I would argue, was a statement win for the 35. I don't need your darn chase. I can come up and compete all night long. He was gassing it. A lot to dissect there on the final lap. Holy
yeah, no
cow.
kidding. I mean,
How about Tyler Bergert, 5th? Jordan Journeau back to 7th. Eric Breeding, I don't think cracked the top 10 all night. He'll finish at 8th. Zach Lockett was 2 laps down. He'll finish in 10th. Unbelievable.
This was a wild ride here tonight, but Hayden Palumbo survived the roller coaster.
My goodness. Awesome stuff for Hayden Palumbo here tonight. And an oh, by the way, Brantley Gainey, P4. Solid night for the 22.
That is one way to set the stage for the rest of the chase, huh?
Michigan always sets the bar. Every time. Every single time. We've had great battles every single time we've come here. But it's fitting that it's bookended by 2 you-know-what shows.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. Very enjoyable race. That's just what Michigan produces. Burnouts for Brantley Gainey as his teammate brings home the win here tonight. I'm not even going to think about a full race rundown here until we take a look at what happened here on the last lap. That was a wild one.
Yeah, we gotta we gotta look at the whole thing here for sure. All right, this is everybody coming off of turn 4, coming to the final lap, and I don't know exactly where this thing starts. It was somewhere close to Chad Stearns.
Not too sure Stearns isn't in the wall.
So Stearns is in the wall there. But it actually really happened partially with happened behind them with Gainey in the wall and Vroman getting shot down the racetrack into Paul Ellison. And then it kicks off further as Kyle Zittel gets turned. And Zittel gets turned right up into Chad Stearns. That was Journeau. That was, I think, trying to put a bumper to Stearns, but maybe just wasn't quite square and got squirrely. I'm not quite sure. But I mean,
this is absolute bedlam. At least in the final lap of a super speedway race, there's one crash. This is 4 crashes happening at the same time.
I mean, look at this. They're still crashing further down. Jack Watts gets sent straight up the racetrack. My goodness. And all the while, Palumbo and Schlosser off to the races here. I don't think Schlosser lost the nose. I think Schlosser was trying to get to the top of the racetrack to try and get a run. It was just too little too late. Palumbo crosses the line to take the win.
We gotta rack up. We're gonna talk to him here in a second. We gotta rack up a Brody Gunter in car. He was in 12th place at the white flag, and he will finish in 3rd.
Yeah, this is coming to the white flag. Well, let's just let it roll. A little bit of movement up front. Nothing crazy yet. And then it all goes to hell. He never took his foot off the gas. He hammered down through the entire thing.
My man. I mean, it literally goes from 0 to 100 in an instant.
He never lifted once. He was not going to lift.
You would have thought somebody put spike strips out in front of him. Just everybody starts crashing seemingly for no reason, and he doesn't even crack the throttle. That's just wild.
That's insane.
All right, well, I suppose with that, unless you've gotten something else on the to-do list, we could get to the full finishing rundown
Let's
here.
go for it.
All right, it's a podium repeat from last week, but Palumbo with his 3rd career win, 2nd of the season. Congrats to him. We'll talk to him. We'll talk to Schlosser. We'll talk to Gunter here in a moment. Season best 4th for Brantley Gainey. Season best 5th for Tyler Berger. Nice plus 20 rather for the 44 tonight. Nice job for Berger time. Andy Poliski in a very eventful starting 5th, or starts 6th, finishes 6th. Jordan Journeau with problems there will come home for a 7th. Eric Breeding will finish in 8th. Garrett Rainey will come home for 9th. And an unbelievable P10 for Zach Lockett. Chad Stearns will be quite disappointed with the 11th. He had at least a podium on lock. Lucas Carver in 12th. Corey Rutherford in 13th. Andy Ducato in 14th. Kyle Zittel in 15th. 16th for Jan Van Leer. Cole Maxwell in 17th. Jack Watson 18th. Steve Roman, Paul Ellison, your top 20. Josh Freed, DNFing, or will still be running in 21st. DNFs for Austin Holyfield, Gary Clark, Joshua Matichek, Kate Kanan, and John Kay down there in 26th. Rough night for the 2-truck. Andy Ducato, by the way, finished 14th after barrel rolling about 6 times. That makes sense. The fact that he finished it all. It's just been one of those nights, I'm afraid. I think maybe the candidate for one of those nights of the year might go to Brody Gunter here, who just unbelievably is going to come home with a 3rd place finish after that. I mean, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, kind of reminds me of Iron Super Speedway, where I was like 8th, 50 seconds back, and then everyone wrecked, and I finished 2nd, which I think Hayden also won. So
yes, he did.
Whenever Hayden wins, the whole field dies behind him. That's kind of a strange. Nothing with him. It's just it seems like everyone takes himself out as Hayden's winning. So it's worked out twice for me so far this season with that, in the same paint, by the way. The lucky paint. So I don't know, but I mean, what a crazy night where I feel like I was everywhere. At some point today, I felt like the truck was terribly handling. It was very loose around this place. The only place it wasn't loose was on the very bottom of the track, which is why I felt like I was able to defend so well as the leader. It was because as long as you pinched them to the bottom lane, they couldn't make it stick because it was loose in everywhere except that very bottom line trying to hold it there. So you kind of was able to defend it to that point. But I think that I felt like taking tires on that last, I guess second to last yellow made sense, and it was working for me in Slosher, coming up through, even though everyone was getting obviously very aggressive by that point, and rightly so. I mean, getting down to the last 10 laps, I would too. Um, but finally got up there and did not expect Jan to move down, I think, 2 car widths and just send me flying into the infield. Luckily, didn't hit anything, even though the whole wreck happened. I didn't hit anything, not a wall, not nothing, just slid the tires 200 yards. And then, yeah, thanks to the wreck, I was able to get back to third.
12th to third on the last lap. That covered everything I had. Matt, what you got?
Yeah, I mean, congrats on a good finish here tonight. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to talk to you about, you kind of mentioned the strategy to take tires on the second to last yellow there. Did you just have the inkling that there was going to be another caution and you were saving a set there? Because, I mean, that was the last set for a lot of those drivers. They burned them up.
Yeah, I think I was kind of considering it. I guess I wasn't really considering until I saw half the field do it, and then I had like a I don't know what to do moment and just went. I mean, I was committed not staying out, stick with it, just because I only had 5 laps tires, old tires on the truck at the moment, so I felt like it made sense to. I could may fight off them on that, especially when they may burn their tires going up back to the field a little bit, and the holding them to the bottom lane was working. But once that next caution came out, I felt like I haven't really tried to defend the newer type people as I was defending Matt, and it's already getting difficult. So I feel like the smart thing to do now is to take it because it's only going to be 10 laps to go, and there's no other time to take them. You can't take them with 2 to go and make it work.
Well, yeah, that was just chaos. So I'm glad at least that you're able to rally because that was going to be quite disappointing. Even I think you were 12th on the white flag lap. Even just getting to the back half of the top 10 was.
I was 15th on the restart.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, what a wild turn of events times 2 in the closing 10 laps of this race. So glad we could at least get you back onto the podium and kick things off in a very wild way tonight in Michigan. Let's get some shout outs in.
Yes, so CGI Graphics, Mobius Productions, Sobe, at Twitch, work in progress. Everyone at Venom is coming out tonight, as well as the admins that are putting on this event. You guys at Tiny 200, and as well, I don't know why I'm doing it, but also myself, Brady Gunner Racing, in real life. My 2026 season will already planning out. So if anyone out there listening I race against wants to help me in the coming season, reach out to me, and I would greatly appreciate it, so I can keep trying to get my name out there the best I can in the real racing world.
Absolutely, partner. All the best in those efforts to put your 2026 effort together. And good stuff here tonight. We'll hopefully talk to you again, hopefully tomorrow, but also next Tuesday as well.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
All right. So a chaotic final lap for Brody. A little bit more straightforward for the next two. Matt Schlosser will finish in the runner-up spot. Close there at the end, 73 1,000ths of a second. But, man, that's the truck just looked unbelievably evil here. Even with fresher tires than Hayden, it just did not look like it wanted to cooperate there with a run at the end.
Yeah, it was loose. I think I needed maybe one more lap to have a chance to get around Hayden. He did a really good job defending in that last turn. I was also partially in shock from the last 2 laps and how insane everything had been with all the crashing behind me and 3 wide. So I probably wasn't mentally all there to think about what I needed to do to try to win. But yeah, it was loose truck all day, a lot of fun, but a huge handful to keep track of. My right rear was screaming at me a lot. And strategy was and luck were my friends today to get me back to the front and almost a win, but second place is definitely welcome after all the craziness.
I'm going to steal Matt's question to Brody and pose that to you as you come in there late. Everybody, or half the field came in with 20 to go. Were you holding out on that final set of tires for as long as possible? Because I feel like the energy was definitely moving in the direction of us having a late race caution, and we certainly got it.
Yeah, my gut was telling me that we weren't done with cautions, and I only had, I think, 2 green flag laps on the tires, and I was the last of the leaders to pit. So I thought, I think my hope was that being out front in clean air would help offset the better tires that the guys in the back had. But they got to the front in like 3 laps, and then I was kind of screwed. And I knew that not pitting did give me insurance if there was going to be a late caution, which I felt like was very possible just because, when you get guys on different tires in a pack here at Michigan and 3 and 4 wide, it's, crunch zone out from turn 2, it's very likely to get chaos, and we definitely got it.
Definitely so. Society meeting back in session. What you got?
Congrats on the second place finish for the second week in a row here. Unfortunately playing second fiddle again, but as you're coming through that final lap, are you even paying attention to the chaos that's happening behind you, or is your sole focus on Hayden Palumbo in front? And second part of that question, was the move to the top just to try and get some sort of a run because you felt like you were in trouble there coming to the finish?
Yeah, I just first part of it was I saw the crash in my mirror, and I was kind of like, whoa, like that glad that I wasn't part of that. And then I just don't think I really executed any kind of well calculated move going into 3 and 4. I think Hayden was prepared, he defended, and I just kind of threw it in there and then got close to him and thought, well, maybe I'll just try to get him a little bit loose, because if I could get near his rear spoiler, I might loosen him up on his old tires, but just didn't really work. I think if I could do it over, I would have just really sent it on the bottom or tried to get to his outside. But he also entered the turn with a few car lengths, so he definitely had an advantage. And one more lap would have been nice. I could have easily, I think, set him. I could have followed him off 4, got a draft, and then probably used the better tires to slingshot by into 1, but didn't have that extra lap. So yeah, it was just a little bit not enough too late for me. But thankful that I survived all the craziness in 3 and 4 wide and got a podium out of it, which is obviously a great point stay. So good. It's thankful for that.
Yeah, if there is any, I guess, silver lining out of a second place, it's good stage points, a runner-up finish, some bonus points, a smattering of them in the mix there as well. But also, only 4 chasers finish in the top 10 of this race. Poliski down in 6th, Rainey down in 9th. Well, I guess Lockett is in there as well. So, half the chase field is not getting great points here. Focus forward, I guess, next week to Pocono. And, you're still obviously doing a really good job. You haven't left the podium here in a few weeks, but what is the feeling headed into the Tricky Triangle next week?
I'm feeling pretty good. I like Pocono a lot. I haven't raced there in a little bit, so I'll definitely need to put in a little bit of practice. But it's a little bit like Michigan where you've got the draft to consider. You got to not shred your tires. Obviously pit strategy could be interesting. So it's definitely going to be a fun one, and hopefully we'll not smack the wall out of turn 2 in the tunnel turn very many times. Hopefully not at all, but should be a good one. I'm excited for it.
That's always a thought I have too, and it never works. But let's get some shout outs in once again for you.
Yeah, congrats to Hayden for the win. Congrats to Brody for the podium, for finishing somewhere near where he deserved to finish. I know he got spun and got unlucky, so then he avoided the huge storm at the end to get back to 3rd. So great run by him. Shout out to the team. Nice job to Zach Lockett, the Rocket Zach Lockett. salvaging a top 10. I think he was a lap down at one point because he got the lucky dog, so good for him. Shout out to the surgeon Chad Stearns for probably being the best guy out there, if not one of the best. Got unlucky there on the last lap. And I think Josh Creed, we're still working on the nickname. My thought was the Texas Roadhouse Massacre because he drives the Texas Roadhouse. But I don't think that the rest of the team upvoted that one. But yeah, shout out to him and shout out to Turn 200 and Venom and everybody who makes the league happen. And yeah, that's all I got.
Alrighty, that's the Schlossassen. Is that where we landed? I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, it works for me. And P2, nice job here tonight. We'll hopefully talk to you again tomorrow and also next Tuesday and Friday.
All right, thank you. Yeah, hopefully, yeah. See if I can get back up here. All right, thanks.
Alrighty. Well, lots to talk about the chase. It's time to talk to the best of the rest, but tonight he was the best of the best. Not a doubt about it. Hayden Palumbo with an authoritative victory here tonight at Michigan. Man, how about that? I mean, you had your elbows out here all night, battling, scrapping away. It got to feel good to come away with a victory here tonight.
I'm dubbing Michigan the theater of speed because that was pure cinema.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I mean, it absolutely was. I mean, it was, hard but close battling all race long. And then after that final round of green flag pit stops, we get the caution. All bets were off. I mean, everybody was working for it. And not only working for it, but working each other over as well. No breaks to be had anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of felt bad about it. I know there was one situation there where I think I went to the top and I can't remember who it was, but they were getting loose up in front of me. So I was like, get away from that, and tried to sweep down. And I didn't know that there was somebody under me. And I think it may have been Zittel and Jan were up under me. And I, just, I guess cleared. I don't know how I cleared them, but I did. And was able to drive away from that. And then I think that's about somewhere around there was when the last caution came out. Or, well, I guess not technically the last, the caution that Schlosser and Brody and those guys pit. So yeah, it was definitely hairy a couple times, and it, coming from the back, you certainly kind of change, how you race around people and, and given, situations and what you do. And that's why I kind of just drug around there in the back. And then I was like, once I got that set of Dr. Feelgoods, it was race on then. And then very, very quickly I was inside the top 10, and then I guess marched to the front in just a few laps.
So, I mean,
yeah.
What's the call, or what's, I guess, the calculus that goes into a decision to pit under caution to give up, a good spot on the restart with only 6 laps on your tires? I mean, talk about not only the handling of this truck, but also the longevity of these tires to make that call to pit with 20 to go.
I just felt like it at that point of the race, like you have, I think we still had like 20 laps to go at that point. And I was like, well, I just made up, 15, 16 positions in, 5 or 6 laps and drove to the lead. So like there was plenty of time to get it all back. And I knew I didn't want to be left stranded if there wasn't a final caution, after that one. So I knew that having the tires, was going to be the absolute best option. Smoke them if you got them.
Certainly a lot of smoke into here tonight. Matt, what you got for the race winner?
Yeah, congrats on the big win here tonight. You go from, being the charger on the fresh tires to then being the one being chased as you're in the lead there in the closing laps with other drivers on fresher tires. Especially there on the final restart after some chaos and before even bigger chaos, I suppose. What was the feeling going into that restart? You get to fire off, you get to, get yourself out into the front, but there's got to be a little somebody over your shoulder saying, man, these guys are coming for you.
It will. I'll attribute that one to being like straight exclusive experience win. Like, I don't know if y'all remember, like the last time we were at Michigan, me and Stearns basically restarted 1-2 in the exact same situation, like natural green white checker, and I gave up the top in the last time.
Hmm.
And like I knew that if I held the top, like nobody would be able to have enough, to get up under me and, clear me. I don't know, like Stearns had the run of a century on, I guess, on the restart lap coming to the white flag. But I guess he like sent her a little too hard because he I guess washed up in front of me and I was able to cross him over and get 3 wide with him and Schlosser at the start finish line. And then at that point I was like, well, I got nothing to lose. I'll send it off in here. And I just held it wide open all the way through 1 and 2, and it stuck. And I was able to clear Schlosser down the back stretch. And then I guess he had a little bit of a run, but I knew that if I could just hold him, basically force him down, to the stripe, and then I could hold him, from bleeding up from that seam, because I could run the seam really, really well on the tires that I was on. And then I knew that I'd be able to clear him once we got to the, I guess, tri-oval, portion there. And then it was just blocking from that point.
Well, I know you missed a couple of races in the middle of the season. You got that chaotic second victory. The chaos was well behind you here tonight. I mean, you've been running really well in the last month or so. I mean, it's got to feel good. Got to feel affirming, at least, to get back to victory lane here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. It's just, circumstantial. I was officiating high school football and really enjoyed doing that. And then, there's a part of me that kind of wishes that was like, yeah, as good as I've been running, it would have been kind of fun to be in the conversation. But, it is what it is. And still enjoying it, still having fun, and here stealing races. So what more can you ask?
Absolutely. There's 4 more checkered flags waiting out there for you, maybe to pick up here. So we'll look forward to a good postseason run, regardless of the circumstances. And congrats on another win. Let's get some shout-outs in once again before we let you go.
Oh, well, I got to give the biggest shout-out is to the car owner, the one and only Mike Pawpaw Hughes. He knows who he is. And then I got to shout out Mom and Dad. They're probably watching. I don't know if mother-in-law and father-in-law are still watching, but I did get a text of congratulations from them, so they were watching at least to see that. That's about all I got. I got the insert coin guys. They were kind of helpful and just staying cool that last little stretch there, and then of course always you. This one's gonna be fun to go back and watch. I hope there was some TV time in there when I was, because that's the thing I was telling Schlosser in the waiting room is like I know for a fact I was 3, 4, maybe even 5 wide at some points. Don't really know because I was just ripping the fence and hoping to not get crashed.
I mean,
but, yeah, it's certainly be fun to watch.
This race was only 1 hour and 15 minutes long, but it was so packed full of stuff. I completely forgot, looking at your car on the replay here, that you might have been out of this race on lap 1. Because Steve Roman, knocked the whole radiator out of this truck. I mean, that's just remarkable.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how. I guess I got it woed up enough to not really, which we weren't even up the full song, really. I mean, we were just, coming in. I guess that was in 3 and 4. I don't really remember where we were on track, but yeah, I mean, I got it woed up enough. I mean, it was a 4X, so it did damage, but it was only like 55 seconds. I was able to repair the truck on the pit stop. So just, didn't take tires, topped off on fuel, and it's like, we're just going to see what happens. And here we are.
Here we are indeed in Michigan. Victory lane for the 3rd time in the Venom Truck Series. Congrats. Go celebrate, go party hard, and we'll hope to talk to you again next week at the Tricky Triangle.
All right. You better plan on it.
That's what we like to hear. He is confident, and he should be. He has been picking them up and putting them down the last month or so. Hayden Palumbo with his 2nd win of the season, 3rd of his career in the Venom Truck Series. Well, yeah, I think there's plenty to go back and watch after tonight. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, not that it was a bad race, because it wasn't. This was a wild one. They don't make them much wilder than this.
Yeah, I mean, coming into the night, we said that we get a lot of classics here at Michigan. I feel like this was another one of those occasions. Just never ceases to amaze. There's always something going on here around the 2-mile circuit. So shout out to the drivers for the incredible show they put on for the fans out there in the chat. Very much appreciate the drivers here. And boy, we got 4 fantastic races coming up to end the season here in season number 10. It has been a wild one. It's been an awesome one, and looking forward to the last 4 of season number 10. Shout out to the folks that were in the chat. John K, unfortunately, was in the chat earlier than we would have liked, or he would have liked at least. He finishes last on the field, unfortunately, in 26th. Shout out to Bailey Monachek, Nathan Carroll, Jeremy McKinnon, Lisa Kelly, Bailey Monachek, and Robin Monachek as well. I think I put Bailey in there twice, but she deserves it. She's here every week. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate the support, as always. And do not go anywhere here on Tuesday nights, but don't go anywhere for the rest of the week either.
Absolutely. We are rocking and rolling tomorrow night. The Daredevil Series at Atlanta 2008. Catch us for the season finale at 8 o'clock Eastern. Thursday night, the penultimate race of the Max v CNC Home Designs Truck Series is at Daytona. See you at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. 9 o'clock Eastern Time Friday night, we are at Bristol Dirt. Dirt 200 Special picks up right where it left off with some good old classic racing action at Bristol Dirt. Friday night at 9 o'clock Eastern. And we'll see you here next Tuesday night at the Tricky Triangle for some... the continuation of the Nathan Reynolds Cup, and the chase continues at Pocono at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time next Tuesday. That's all we got for you here tonight. Thanks to the drivers. Thanks to everybody that was hanging out with us here tonight. Thank you to the admins who have got a lot of work tonight. And thank you to Mr. Matt Williamson as well. That's all we got for you. Till we meet again from Michigan International Speedway, I'm Tommy Cook saying so long, and congratulations to Hayden Palumbo on his 3rd career Venom Truck Series victory. Have a good night, everybody. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.